Greetings and welcome to Just Talk. That's right, we're back with our weekly channel news and analytics show this week with lots of extra bits and pieces actually, because it has been a week of live streaming for me on the channel. Well, on Twitch actually, on my Twitch channel. I've been trying it out. People have been saying to me for a while that I should live stream. I did a couple of odd live streams here and there. But this week I've really kind of thrown myself into it, and I've done that for a couple of reasons, which I will go to in a minute. But first, let's do the analytics on the YouTube side of things. We'll run through these quickly this week, and we'll look at them in a lot more detail, I think, next week. And what I'll probably do going forward is that the first Sunday of every month, Just Talk, will focus very much more on the numbers, and we'll really do a lot of in-depth looking at how the numbers have changed, how they change month to month, what the progress is like. The individual week ones will probably go over the analytics, the numbers relatively quickly, just to kind of show it quickly, sort of week to week, what's going on, and then we'll go in much more detail, like I say, on the monthly ones, because we're going to have more to include, because we're now going to be looking at Twitch stats and other things at the same time. So here we go. Here is the dashboard screen, the good old dashboard screen. You can all see what's going on. We've got 1,346 subscribers, which is just about the same number of subscribers as last time, and that's quite interesting because once again I've been doing no publicity this week at all. I've just been doing Twitch streams, and so I think the new subscribers that have been offsetting the leaving subscribers have pretty much all come through Twitch, although I may be wrong about that. If you are a new subscriber this week and you want to give a shout out and tell me where you come from, obviously leave a comment on the YouTube video if you're watching the YouTube video, or shout out in the comments if you're watching the stream, and then we'll know. We will have the answers, which is always good. So yeah. A lot of the videos on YouTube have also been highlights videos this week, which is because I've been doing so much live streaming. I've not had a lot of time to do other things, like putting together the other videos, and I've had all this content that I kind of don't know what to do with as well. So we can talk a bit more about that, and people can give their suggestions as to what to do and where the right balance is between live streaming and YouTubing, because I want to find a balance. They both definitely have their place. They both have their foibles. Let's quickly look at the views. Like I say, we're just going to run through each page quite quickly here. We'll overlay the minutes watched. As you can see, we've had this kind of like relatively flat period. This is basically the period where we've been doing little to no marketing. And this is why it was interesting to do Twitch streaming this week without kicking off the marketing, because I wanted to see if the Twitch streaming would have any impact. And it's kind of too early to say, and it's too small of a sample set to really draw any statistical sort of like, statistically valid information from. But it doesn't look too bad. We've definitely got this peak, sort of like, I'd say peak. I mean, it goes up and goes down, but it's stabilized. We haven't had these sort of like lulls like we did before. It's stabilized around this kind of like 7 to 10 hours, with kind of, what is it, sort of like 99 to sort of like 80 odd views. So 80 to 100 views, 80 to 120 views, something like that, which is pretty interesting to see. Interestingly, the Stranded Deep Update News Alpha is the top performing video. I suspect we've talked before about where the search results are coming in. I suspect a lot of the search traffic that we see when we look at the sources here, YouTube search 27%. I suspect, quite a bit of that is Stranded Deep, and maybe some of it is sort of Kerbal Space Program and other things. But it's interesting. This is a pretty old video, and actually, I think this is over 2,000 odd views now. So I mean, it's just it's one of those things. It's one of those odd things. I suppose the more popular a video is, the more likely it is to continue to be served, and the more likely it is for people to view it. And also because this is a relatively limited, specialist video, because it's specifically about a particular update to Stranded Deep, which I guess is why it continues to achieve its things. Let's take a look at the geographies, the geographics. United States and the United Kingdom still the top dogs. Much of muchness, United States edging ahead there for the combination subscribed and not subscribed, which I suspect, like last time, we'll break down to, United Kingdom taking the lion's share of the subscribed views, and the United States taking the lion's share of the not subscribed views. I mean, pretty much exactly the same. Look, 500, 200, and again, look, 500, 200. Okay, 561, 290, but still. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? That's pretty interesting. It's almost 50-50 subscribed and not subscribed traffic between those two countries. And then, of course, other countries, Germany, where we have a couple of patrons, Canada, Finland, where another one of our patrons is, Belgium, Cyprus, and so on and so forth down through the list. Let's put this back to subscribed and not subscribed. Quick look at the demographics. Male 92%, female 8.2%. Not really moving anywhere in that sense. Audience retention. Look, definitely trending up. Definitely trending up. This is actually quite nice to see. Whether we'll hold this higher level or not, we will have to wait and see. But that's not bad. Look, we're up to an average of 31% viewed. With 7 minutes, 19 seconds or thereabouts. Looks like the SpaceX live stream is just starting. I'm not sure if that's going to have audio or not. If it is, you will hear it until or unless I mute it. So I'll keep an eye on that. Medieval Engineers Survival Building. Look at that. That's had the most minutes watched because that was, I think, like a 40-minute video. So 34% average view duration, not bad for a 40-minute video, and yeah, like by far the most. This is something, I mean, I said at the time when I did it, the occasional longer video is perhaps a good idea because it helps to boost the channel stats up, you know? It helps to boost up your average minutes watched. If people watch, especially if the subscribers watch a lot of it, then the average view duration obviously isn't going to be greatly affected, but like I said, the average minutes watched is going to go up, and that is a good thing. And the overall minutes watched for the channel as well, obviously, will go up, relatively speaking, even with the same amount of content and the same amount of viewers. Anyway, there you go. Yeah, we'll talk about, like I say, these stats in more detail next week, I think. Subscribers, like I say, this is quite interesting. Look, this has been this last week. You can see, generally speaking, we've had quite a lot of sort of like negative subscriber growth, and then coming. If we actually if we actually add the subscribers gained here. As you can see, I mean, is this the effect of streaming? We've gained 4 subscribers, 2 subscribers, 2 subscribers, 2 subscribers. It's nowhere near as big of an effect as doing the Twitter advertising is, and the Twitter publicizing. But that said, Twitch, like anything else, is probably something which is going to snowball to a certain extent. We're small right now. I know a lot of you guys are coming in and watching a lot of the streams, and we've picked up we picked up several new followers. We can look at that on the Twitch stats, which we'll do in a second. But obviously, the thing about Twitch is the more viewers you've got, the more concurrent viewers, the more likely you are to be noticed by more concurrent viewers, and therefore the more likely you are to gain more viewers. And so it's, there's a certain sort of there's a certain critical mass effect that goes on with Twitch, and because we've only just started. I think we've done all right for our first week of streaming, and that's mostly down to you guys who've taken your time to taken time out of your busy schedules to come and watch my live streams, despite the fact that I have been doing many of them. Let's take a quick check of what's going on the SpaceX.
Down, and it is just under 19 minutes to launch.
19 minutes to launch. There you go. We will come back to that before the launch. Likes and dislikes. Make of that what you will. We'll look at it in more detail, I think, next week. Videos in playlists, that's irrelevant. Comments. Been a little bit of drop back in comments. I think this is in part because of a lot of people have been watching the live streams, and therefore they've got less to say when the actual video, especially when it's a highlights video from a live stream they've already seen, potentially less to say. This is something we need to watch out for, and this is why I'm going to ask people's opinions on how they think I should handle the separation between live stream highlights and original YouTube content, if you like. We'll come to that in just a second. The rest of this is irrelevant, I think, pretty much. Take a quick look at the video manager, and I'll talk about what we've got here. So, like I say, basically a live stream highlights video, Retro Friday Rune. Not too bad, 23 views, 7 likes. It's done better than other recent ones, I think. Look, 22 views, 5 likes for the previous one, so it's moving slightly in the right direction there. City Skylines got another video this week, which I was glad about. The Binding of Isaac Rebirth for Weird Wednesday. Very weird game. People keep telling me that there's loads to see in this game, and I should do a Let's Play of it. So we may well come and do a Let's Play of The Binding of Isaac, and again, this may be something that I do as a live stream series and then put highlights on the YouTube channel, or it may be something that I do dedicated for the YouTube channel. Another live stream highlights video, another live stream highlights video, and of course last week's Just Talk. So yeah, like this week of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos we put out, 3 of them were live stream highlights video. Now that's not going to be the case going forwards. At least if it is, they're going to be edited better. They're going to be put together in a way that actually works, I think, slightly more cleanly for YouTube content. and potentially they may have to be in addition to proper YouTube content. So there's a couple of series that missed out this week. We didn't have any Medieval Engineers videos. This is in part because I tried to record a live stream for Medieval Engineers that I was intending to make into a video for more survival building, and only to discover that it does not play nice with the open broadcast software at all, and you get like still frames for 5 seconds or something, followed by another still frame, followed by another still frame on the recording. The game plays okay, but it just does not record properly. So we never really made it back to Medieval Engineers to do more content, but that obviously will come for next week. And Juno 1 and a bit has kind of given way a little bit to the live stream highlights for Kerbal Space Program. I've been doing a lot of Kerbal Space Program recording, live streaming this week as well for the reusable space program, which I've been doing, which will probably be turned into a proper YouTube series, using the live stream videos and then edited together, cut together with maybe some post dialogue put over the top or bits sort of cut into it or something like that. I don't know. I think we'll wait and see. And what I probably will do is I will wait until I've more or less finished the live stream series, and then we'll go back and stick it all up as a YouTube series, which means I can focus on getting the Duna 1 and a bit like series out and done, and they don't get sort of crossover and I don't know, possible issues and complexities. So yeah, there we go. That's pretty much it for YouTube this week. Let's head over and take a quick look at Twitch, and then we'll come to the comments and we'll take questions and such, because we've got a few people watching. There's 5 viewers currently. So dashboards, this is my Twitch dashboard. So if we look at the week and we look at concurrent viewers, I don't know what that was, but anyway, concurrent viewers, then as you can see, this was like last Sunday, I think. This would have been last Sunday's Just Talk, would it? What's that? Sunday, yeah, Sunday, June 14th. So this was maybe this was the first Just Talk that we did, actually. We got up to a maximum of 15 concurrent viewers, which was pretty good. Yeah, we went through, 8, 12, 15. I think, did we go on to do something after the Just Talk, or did we just do Just Talk? I forget now. But anyway, there you go. That is Sunday, June 14th, Just Talk. Here we've got Sunday, June 21st, Just Talk. So this is last week's Just Talk, where we definitely went on to do something else. The SpaceX window has just timed out. Let me try reloading that. So I can continue to take a look. So we got up to 10 concurrent viewers, so we did a little bit less well than the previous one, and we went on and we played some KSP and stuff. This was the first live stream that I did, so this was, I think, on Tuesday morning. Look, we did Tuesday morning, and we got up to 3 concurrent viewers. It was not very successful from a live stream point of view, but it was the first one that I did. And what I wanted to do this week is I wanted to try out different times of day and different games, and also like publicizing it on Twitter and not publicizing on Twitter, and just compare and contrast. And I don't know if we've really got enough data to draw very many conclusions, but nonetheless we've got 14 concurrent viewers. So I mean, we haven't quite gotten to those original heady heights of 15, but we got pretty close on Friday. So I mean, draw of that what you will. I mean, make of that what you will. Like I said, it's probably too small of a sample set, and there's too many unknown factors in there to really say a lot about it. Let's take a look at follows. So this is the number of, I guess, new discovered people who newly discovered the channel. We can't see it very well on that. Let me just bring it up on another window. This is Twitch Alerts, which allows me to kind of like put messages up on the screen and things, and it also tracks our follow accounts. So if we look at last week, we picked up 7 new followers on the Sunday Just Talk show. We picked up 4 on Wednesday, 3 on Thursday, 7 on Friday, and 3 on Saturday. So again, and I know a number of these have then gone on to subscribe on the YouTube channel as well. So it definitely has merit. It definitely is something where they can cross promote. We can get some good feedback between the two going, and because of the nature of Twitch, like I said, the more concurrent viewers you have, the more visible you are. And I'll talk about game choice with respect to that as well in a minute. But basically, the more we're able to get people together to watch a live stream, the more visible that live stream is, the more likely people are going to click on it and to come into it. And we've had a lot of people come and go. I mean, this is the nature of Twitch. You see a lot of the numbers will go up, the numbers will go down, the number of concurrent followers, it will go up, it will go down. There's obviously more people have passed through the stream than those concurrent view counts show. and a lot of them presumably, don't find it interesting. It's not what they're looking for at that moment in time. That's fine. Maximize that. Now, game choice is interesting because if we look at now logic might tell you the best thing to do would be to play Counter-Strike Global Offensive because look, you've got 146,000 people viewing that, and it's right at the very top of the thing. It's obviously hugely popular. And if we click on it and take a look at the active streams at the moment, look, the top stream, 68,839. The trouble is, there are streams with thousands of people going way, way down here. If I started streaming this, I simply wouldn't be noticed. Even if everybody came in, if I got 15, 16, 17 guys, the people currently following me, people on YouTube, if they all came in and started watching the thing, I'd still be miles down here, and people just aren't going to find it to click on it to view it. So I think it's dangerous to kind of just assume that the more streamed games are the right way to make your first steps into Twitch, if you know what I mean. I actually think, one of the best streams I did in terms of getting people aboard was that Friday stream, was when I was playing Rome 2 Total War, and I was the only one playing it. Now the problem is, of course, it wouldn't have been appearing anywhere in this list. So people would only have found it if they specifically searched, presumably, for Rome 2 Total War. But I would have been the only option then. So I think there is a degree of that. It's kind of, if you can be the only guy streaming a game that people are likely to look for, that's potentially good. Likewise, if we look at one of these where there's just a couple of hundred people watching it, maybe like Oblivion, because I've been doing a bit of Skyrim. Oblivion is like Skyrim. Look, there's only one guy. Look, and he's got 135. If I started streaming Oblivion now, you'd be number 2 here. So it's possible people would start watching you. Kerbal Space Program obviously is one that I've been doing quite a lot of streaming of. Let's take a look at that. Yep. And again, look, here, look, you only have to get 3 or 4 in, and you're down to 4 or 5 viewers. I've had streams where I've had many more than 4 or 5 viewers. We've seen streams 9, 10, all the way up to sort of 15, 16, 17. So if I was streaming right now and I had 9 or 10 people watching it, I'd be number 4 on this list, and there'd be that much more chance that someone would come along and potentially click on it and start viewing it and perhaps enjoy it. Who knows? I've been watching quite a lot of other Twitch content since I started doing this, trying to get a feel of what works, what I want my style to be like. A lot of people play Twitch in a way that, or create Twitch content that is not. It's not. I don't particularly enjoy consuming it like that. I feel like you should be talking most of the time, and this maybe puts some people off. Maybe a lot of people like to watch Twitch just to kind of relax, have it on in the background, have somebody playing a game, and you're really just watching the game, and you don't really care about what the person's doing. But yeah, I feel like I should be constantly adding value. I feel like I should be constantly talking and doing stuff. So I think that's probably the style that I'm going to go for, and I'm going to try and find games that fit with that, and stream times and all the rest of it. And a part of that is going to be a case of, looking at this and trying to find that balance of maybe doing some games that are down here in the sort of probably no more than hundreds of viewers, or where I go for a game that's got thousands of viewers. Most of them are going to be occupied by if we look at Skyrim now, it's got 820 viewers. I bet the top one, 569 for the top one, and then 63, 48, 40, 24. So again, I would probably be somewhere around here, which isn't too bad, and if I could get up to up near the top, that would be awesome. Yeah, there we go. I promised I'd talk a little bit about game choice and what's been going through my head and how I've been trying to decide these things. And in terms of schedule, I'm probably going to look at doing live streaming. I'll continue doing the Sunday live stream that I'm doing right now, and I will probably do a few other regular live streams throughout the course of the week, with maybe occasional spontaneous ones as well. But when I have a schedule nailed down for that, we'll come back to it. And that wraps up our Just Talk this week. The actual stream went on as we watched SpaceX, proving once again that rocket science isn't that easy, as if any of us who play Kerbal Space Program needed that proving to us. Very sad for them. It's a shame they lost their rocket. These things happen. I'm sure they will bounce back and have a glorious success next time, possibly even with a landing of their first stage and proving that reusable launches are the way forward. Go reusable space programs. Slightly longer this week because of the extra Twitch stuff and general yabbering from myself. Next week maybe a little bit longer as well because we're going to look back over the previous month. But until then, I have been Weird Wizard. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and I will see you later.